Welcome back. So again, Tutorials Teacher has a great guide on arrays, so you can go and look at that if you want to. As I scroll down, there's how we declare arrays, what type of arrays you can declare. This is where we start using objects that we will later, where we make our own classes, our own types of objects that we're going to use later. But you can do an array for everything here, so let's just keep scrolling. This is kind of interesting. You can actually define arrays in different ways. So let's try and define our array in this way actually. So just to show you guys how it's done, what I'll pretty much do is just either keep this guy or completely remove it, and then I'll just add a curly bracket start and end. Another array is actually defined, and all I have to do is pretty much just add my different text here. So I've added the different text. Let me just save this and try and run it, and now everything should still work like before. Let me remove the breakpoint. There we go, and continue. So everything should still work like before. Paper, scissors, rock. Now the main difference here is pretty much that you don't define specifically what index they should be on. Instead, you actually here just define they need to be in the row that you put them in. So if you put it on index, the first position here will be put in index 0, etc. So you cannot define with this one specifically where to place things inside your array. That's pretty much the big difference here. So let's scroll down. What else is there to say about arrays? A bit about how you cannot initialize arrays. Try and look at that if you want to. Late initialization, very important point here. If you want to do what I just did and do it something like this, you have to actually add the new string array in front of it, or else you can't do late initialization. Pretty much just meaning that I won't do it on one line. I'll actually start out by defining I'm going to get two arrays at some point in my program, and then later on I initialize them. So this is what we call initialization. So when we keep going, you cannot do this. That's pretty much just what they're saying. You cannot initialize like this. You actually have to do it like this if you want to add the strings directly in there. There's a bit about accessing the array. I'm not going to go into that. I think I'm going to stop at that right here. So now you guys know there's also a bit about arrays on Tutorials Teacher. You've seen another way of initializing your array. And let's just dive into some for loops.